Hello and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily streaming show here on Facebook. I'm Matthew Buzzy, this is Tom Brandt. Every day we bring you one cool thing, secret, today it's this, from the labs that we're testing and show to you, have an expert reviewer discuss it. Today that is Tom. We'll get to this in a second. If you're watching live on Facebook, you can leave comments. Right along, Social Pete is manning the comment section. So if you have anything to ask or talk about or just something to throw out, put it in the comments and he'll read it out to us and we can get back to you. If you're watching later on youtube.com, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and maybe head over to Facebook and check it out while it's live so you can get your questions answered. Tom, this is clearly a computer of some kind.
Yes, it is.
Tell me what's going on here.
You see the amazing convertibleness of the HP Spectre x360. This is the 15-inch version that we were talking about here. They also make it in a 13-inch version. And that is the key to success here. If you're thinking about buying one of these things, pay attention to which size.
Yes. So what is, I mean, it physically looks great. The
Yes.
Spectre design, the other Spectre laptops are all very nicely shaped and colors. The silver and copper color scheme are cool.
Yeah.
But do you have a problem with the size, or is
So I do, and this is something that I think we talk about every time we review a 15-inch laptop that flips around like this, what we call a 2-in-1 laptop, which can be used as a tablet. But it's a 15-inch laptop is big. It is a big machine. It's big even if it's a conventional laptop. And the problem is that when you go to use it in tablet mode, even which I have these oversized clown hands, it is hard to hold it and use it at the same time. This doesn't really work as a tablet, which is kind of the whole point, because if you don't want to use it as a tablet, you could get a conventional 15-inch laptop that doesn't have this reinforced hinge, so is lighter and more flexible. So it's almost like a catch-22. You know, you want something that's light and portable to carry around with you, but at the same time that requires strengthening the hinge and making it heavier. So just go with the 13-inch version. But unless you really want to.
There are some upsides.
There are some upsides. There are some upsides. Which
so it looks a little hefty. It's heavy even without like one-arm tablet mode. It's on the hefty side. It's all metal.
Yeah.
I would get tired if I was trying to do the one-arm situation.
Right.
I feel like.
Now, not only that, but HP has actually increased the weight
From the last 15-inch version?
So last year, yeah. Now, I mean, this is picking some nits, obviously.
I imagine it's like an ounce.
Because it is like about a tenth of a pound. but nevertheless, the weight still increases, and the version we have here is kind of a mid-range version. You can actually get a tricked-out version with a Kaby Lake G processor, which we can explain what that is, that weighs even more, basically almost 5 pounds, which is a lot for a laptop. HP knows that though, and they. They've definitely improved the components in here, but nevertheless, it weighs more.
Yes, so at least because it's bigger, you can fit more stuff in it, you can fit more power in it. What is packed inside is making it so hefty.
So for $1,400 right now, prices change all the time, but right now you can get this for about $1,400.
In 5 minutes.
You didn't realize you were watching
minutes.
QVC.
Yeah.
It's a common misconception here. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so you actually get a lot of power. You get a Core i7 8th generation processor, which is fairly standard. But what's not standard for that price and this size, you get 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 512 gigabyte SSD, which I think is very generous for that price and for the screen size. Not to mention the fact the only displays that you can get with this are QHD, which is a resolution beyond HD, but not quite 4K, but it's still very bright, excellent.
I will say the screen looks great. I don't know how it comes across the camera. The screen looks great. It's super sharp and crisp. Yeah. Fantastic screen. I also see an Nvidia sticker.
Oh yes, right. So, and what they've also done now with 15-inch Spectre x360 versions is they've decided that if you're going to buy one of these things, you probably want a little bit of extra graphics performance, whether it's for gaming or anything else that you want to do. So every x360 15-inch version of the current model comes with discrete graphics, which sounds great in theory. On this one, it's a low-end Nvidia GeForce MX 150 model, which is much better than integrated graphics, but still won't let you play great games. On the Kaby Lake G version, which is hard to find and it's pretty rare at this point, that includes a Radeon Vega graphics card, which will let you play
a rare inclusion
games.
in a laptop, really, at all.
Yeah.
Don't see AMD graphics in laptops very often. Yeah, the MX card's okay. It's better than it's better than integrated, as you said. It's not a 1060 or whatever, but
yeah, if you want if you want a sample of how that works in a laptop, the principal competitor to this is the Dell XPS 15 2-in-1, and that one we actually reviewed with this KB Lake G arrangement. So if you're interested in that, which probably a lot of people are, it's a very cutting edge type thing, not available very often. Check out the Dell XPS 15 review for more on how that works.
Indeed, a rare marriage of Intel and AMD happening. Let's talk battery life, because this is begging to be portable because it's convertible, so it wants you to do things with it other than sit there and be a laptop, but it has a big, shiny, high-res screen which usually drains battery. So how did it do? Yeah,
actually, it did really well. So we expect these things to have fewer battery life because there's so many pixels in here. It's got to power all of them. This thing did, and I will go head over here to our cheat sheet
the videotape
that lives on the internet, where everything else lives these days.
The only place I live now.
And you can see here that it got 14 hours and 30 minutes of battery life, which for a QHD screen is very good. You can see here that Dell I was just talking to you about a second ago, it got like half that battery life. And again, that's because of that more powerful graphics card and processor, but still, you can take this on a plane and it will last you the entire flight.
Right. So another good thing about that heft, it's got a nice battery.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why it's heavier. They added a bigger battery.
That's a good reason for a mobile laptop. So I did notice in the review that I did read the LG Gram, though, is the sort of recommended thing because it's 15 inches, but it's super light.
Yeah, and so
what you actually want to take around with you when it's 15 inches.
Right, and that's what I was kind of thinking about as I was using this, is that this is great. It has discrete graphics. It's relatively inexpensive. It's very powerful.
Very nice.
But I don't think that I would ever use this as a tablet. And so in that case, why not get the LG Gram 15, which is also excellent, about the same price, a little bit on components. It's a little bit worse. It doesn't have discrete graphics, but again, this discrete graphics doesn't mean much anyway for me. And it's like 3.5 pounds.
Right. So yeah, what sort of, while we're here on the performance charts, what sort of performance did the MX150 afford us? Not 30 frames per second, I see.
No. So as you can see here, as we were saying, the Dell XPS 15 has this Vega graphics card. If you order that with this on the HP, you're going to probably get the results that we got with the Dell, which is above 30 frames per second
in HD at ultra settings.
Yeah.
That's solid.
So that's very good for such a thin and light laptop. Definitely check that out if you're interested. However, the MX150, it's at least twice as good as integrated graphics, but it still doesn't meet the requirements that we would refer to for gaming.
Yeah, it'll help you. We have a question.
Is 15 inch the largest you can go for a convertible laptop?
Oh, that's the largest I would go, because Tom is saying you don't even like 15, so any larger. I don't think I've ever seen a 17. Nothing comes to mind.
I'm sure
it feels so ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, no, but see, that's the thing is that you can everything's fine until you go to use it with one hand.
Right.
And then
it works, but it's just like, what are you gonna do with that almost?
Yeah. But in answer to your question, oh, right. We should talk about that.
This might be the answer to that thing you just said. Like, what are you going to do with this? Well, you're going to hold it one hand and draw.
So the cool thing about this is it comes with at no extra cost. It comes with this sleeve for your $1,400 on QVC.com.
Yeah, that only lasts for the next 10 minutes. So.
And they give you a pen. Not this pen, though. This is the upgraded
That's the nicer pen.
This is a nicer pen.
Oh.
They give you a cheap pen, which you can use to write on the screen. This one actually is an upgraded one for, I believe, $100 extra, but it comes with USB-C and a built-in battery, which is infinitely better than struggling to put a battery in a stylus. It's very accurate, and the cool thing about this is if you're drawing, which we don't have a drawing app right here, it actually detects the angle, so you could shade an image.
Like a pro artiste.
Yeah, which, so if that's something that you need, that's great. You could use this then as a drawing tablet, but there are many better drawing tablets out there.
Sure. So that might be one thing you would fold it down and use like one hand, or if you just want a bigger screen to show people things, or if you're in a meeting you want to mark up a slide, but the screen's a little bigger than a smaller one. There's some uses for this. Like there are instances which the 15-inch screen would be useful. Yeah. As you said, like day to day. You don't want to carry it in one arm. You're not gonna...
But going back to this idea of as big a convertible laptop as possible, There is something that has existed in the past. I don't know if it's for sale now. It's basically an all-in-one that lays flat on the table, similar to the Surface Studio, although not quite like that.
Yeah.
And that truly is the big. And it has a battery. You can carry it around your house, and it's like this big. I forget which company made it, but those things do exist or have existed in the past.
They have happened before.
And definitely don't buy those. I think. Buy a board game instead.
So you said the price on this is what?
Yeah, so right now it's about $1,400. The HP, along with
That's
Dell
pretty
and some
good
other
for
companies,
all the stuff in there. I'm actually surprised it's not a little more than that.
It starts, yeah, exactly. It is a good deal. It starts, you can get a 15-inch x360 for as little as $1,200, I believe, and that's with half the memory and storage.
Are there more configurations of this?
Yes, there are many configurations. You can take this from a 256 gigabyte SSD all the way up to a 2 terabyte SSD,
Whoa.
which will
not
blow
be
your budget.
$1,400.
That's
yeah.
going to be like almost $3,000. I think that drive alone is like $800.
There are a few things more
SSD.
expensive than upping SSD capacity in a laptop.
Especially once you get above 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
And then like I said, you can change. So the only processor and graphics configurations available are this one, which is the Core i7 and the Nvidia, or the Core i7G series with the Vega. Those are the only two graphics and processor options.
Solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, the $1,400 price for the nice screen, the battery life, the graphics, the processor, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
a pen, but not this pen.
If you're interested in it, I mean, you can probably find these for $1,400 frequently, but the prices do change. So, and that's one thing that, I mean, I don't know what we have here currently. Our website definitely updates the prices.
Yes,
actually,
find the
we
best
don't even
prices
have
through our reviews.
we don't even have a price. So right now it's $1,400, $1,449.99.
99, that extra 99. That's a big difference. I think that's it then. If we have no more questions, and I think
I think we do.
Oh, we do, but we do. But
we will
wait.
take it. We will take it.
So do you have to use HP's own pens? Like the upgraded one is one that they make?
Yes. So these, well, I'm not sure if they made it and designed it, but they sell it as an HP branded pen. There's the HP Tilt pen, which is what this one is, and then there's the HP Digital pen or something like that, I believe, which is the one that's included with it. You could use any passive stylus for this. Like a stylus without a battery will work on pretty much any touchscreen. So you could go that route. The advantage of getting the HP one is the accuracy, the tilt shading.
Very nice. It's definitely a pen. That I can attest. Now we really have no more questions, and Tom, I think, has hit his max. You have a final wrap up, final recommendation.
Buy this if you have really strong arms and want to carry around a giant tablet. Otherwise, take a look at the LG Gram 50.
Or the 13-inch version of this.
Or the 13-inch version of this.
Because it is nicely built.
It is. It is a very nice laptop. It's just a little big.
Yeah. But the battery. Oh, the battery. Can't go
Those
on enough.
54 watt hours
Can't go on enough about the battery.
Great.
Thank you so much for watching. I've been Matthew Buzzley. This has been Tom Brandt. This is PC Mag's streaming show. Check it out on YouTube. Check it out on Facebook every day at 10 a.m. We will be back tomorrow.